My guest today is Monika Hryniszyn from Randstad, the global leader in the HR services industry. In Randstad, Monika works as HR consultancy director and human resource director, Poland and Eastern Europe. And my first question is, why does human resource department play an important role in a company?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me for this interview. That's a pleasure. I have this thought that maybe it's not HR director to answer this question, rather someone from business. But if you asked me, I see three main things that are currently going on. First of all, we are in a really unique situation. The COVID changed everything. Also, the way our employees in the company react to the situation and how do they, what's expected from them. Here, HR has a really significant role in the first phase to take care of employees and make sure that everything is, every decision is taken having their needs in mind, which really influence employer branding internally. But also for the company, and specifically maybe for the companies where situation force management teams to do layoffs. It's really important how this process is approached, and if employees who are leaving the company, not because of them, but because of the circumstances, are really well supported. So this outplacement process really makes the company stick to the core values and really promote employer branding for now and for the future, or vice versa. So that would be my first answer and first point, answering the question of importance of HR department right now. In general, talking about future, though this short-term future, the role of HR department is really very good change management. And by saying that, I mean, COVID also redefined the way we are working, and it's not only for now, part of it is going to stay forever with us. So defining new way of working or future of work for the companies, it's definitely where HR has the seat and in the front line, and HR should drive this change. It starts from revising how to organize the engagement activities to really keep the connection between company and employees, even though they are not present in the office, which makes it a bit difficult, but also from performance management perspective. So to really make sure that they can perform their job best they can, and it's measurable. So managers are sure that what is expected to be delivered is delivered. So the second one is change management. And last but not least, there is one thing which is long-term thing, and it's skilling. So we all know about the world that is changing right now because of artificial intelligence introduction, because of aging population, and that really affects employees' life cycle. So from the cycle when we've been educating ourselves, working according to what we've learned, and then go to the retirement, it changes to education, work, rest, re-education, and work again. And that cycle is going to appear much couple of times instead of once per lifetime. So that will also affect especially re-education, that needs rethinking of the skill set that's needed for the future of the company, and how do we make sure that we attract or reskill people in order to be successful on this market. So that's the third one, skilling.
Okay, thank you a lot. So I understand that HR department needs to address changes that occur in environment, but I also wonder if HR related positions that exist in your company are changing. So maybe first how they look like, and then the second, how they are changing, in which direction?
That's a really interesting question. Let me start from saying that in general, you can observe that within HR area, in business, of course, you have a free set of competences. One, these are competences called and people and jobs within competence center, you can say. So let's say these are positions like recruitment manager, and then of course people reporting to the person, so recruitment specialists, employer branding manager. Then you have training or learning and development, as we call it now, manager, and talent manager, for example, or reward manager. So those are jobs when high specialization is needed, and where what's expected from them is to develop HR processes within their own area of specialization. The second one, the second set of jobs, it's called HRBP, so HR business partner. And this role is a generalist role. So you know a little bit of everything what I just mentioned in this competence center, but you are not a deep expert in it. Your role is really to connect this competence center with a business, understanding pretty well both sides and being able to talk to both sides. So that's second set of jobs. And the third one, shared services. So this is a set of jobs when you have operations, and the most popular and the most or the one that companies are starting with is typically payroll or personal administration. And the third one is really popular. In terms of the changes, of course, for as I previously said, this digitalization and artificial intelligence introduction is really changing the scope of the jobs for each and everyone. So that changes in that respect. In terms of what within the certain scopes, I would say that it remains, from my perspective and in our company, more or less similar as it was in the past. What changes is closer cooperation, and really the lines between the roles are not that strong as it was in the past. So let's say every time we are doing employer branding campaign, there is not only employer branding specialist involved, but also other roles like HRBP role, but also going outside of this HR department, like businesses as well involved. So the cooperation between those roles is something that is really significantly growing. So that skill is really critical to be successful right now in HR departments on the business side. And what I can say at the end, there is even Randstad has this strategy which is called Tech and Touch, means that technology is going to really change our life, but we strongly believe that touch, so human interactions, are going to be really relevant and really even more needed for the future when technology is going to take over that big amount of our life. Therefore, I strongly believe that HR is really needed right now, because it's a change leader for me, and it's going to be needed for the future for sure. So it's a job that's definitely worth to consider for the future career.
Thank you a lot. I'm happy to hear that it's not only about technology, but also about human touch. Thank you a lot for all insights.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Thank you. Bye-bye.